Attention, shh, for grown women only. Mark your calendars, lady. Sunday, March 13th, 2 p.m. Eastern. That's Sunday, March 13th, 2 p.m. Eastern. The Secret Money in Your Womb, Part 4. We're going to be talking about the treasure trove embodiment. We as divine feminine women, we're able to magnetize resources for our lives and those that are within our magnetic field using our irresistible divine feminine essence. Y'all know I'm getting ready to drop the jewels, ladies. You don't want to miss it. And we're going to have a very yummy dress code. And for the brothers, for that lovely lady in your life, make sure she's there. Even though it's for women only, you can sponsor the lovely lady in your life. You'll thank me later. Go to onpurposewithvicky.com. That's onpurposewithvicky.com. The link is below. I can't wait to see you there.
So, Black billionaire philanthropist with a history of relieving debt for students who can attend HBCUs has announced a new program that aims to provide almost $2 million in grant money to students in the sciences. So, according to a press release, Robert F. Smith, he's the founding chairman of Vista Equity Partners, and his Student Freedom Initiative have partnered with Prudential Financial to launch the Handling Everyday Life Problems for Students programs. And this through collaboration with HBCU, students can apply for $1.8 million worth of micro grants and paid internships and attend financial literacy workshops. Say more than need-based. It said these grants are for students in high-risk situations or emergencies. The website defines emergency circumstance as an unexpected one-time expense associated with the immediate risk to health, life, property, or a student environment that requires urgent attention to prevent worsening or the situation further instability of the student's life. Okay, so it says a study done by the Federal Reserve noted that 40% of Americans would struggle to meet an emergency expense totaling $400. That's bad, but that's what happens when the country has everybody living paycheck to paycheck. Now, say these citizens, many of whom are Black American, they say would have to ask for support from family members or friends or max out a credit card to fulfill a debt. They say the program seeks to provide a cushion to students that would otherwise be in a horrible, bind and possibly have to quit school. So they say these micro grants can be used for a bevy of things, including supplies for class and other unexpected expenses. Now, Robert Smith, who serves as the chairman of the Student Freedom Initiative, says Student Freedom Initiative applauds the leadership of Prudential Financial and their support for our shared mission of eliminating barriers of access for underserved communities. I really don't like that terminology, underserved. I prefer Black communities personally. But he continues saying that by enabling the launch of the health programs, they're a vital component of our work to address the holistic needs of HBCU students and families, where Prudential's gift will provide long-needed and overlooked aid and support persistence to the most vulnerable in our community. And now students who consider to apply for this program will be asked to participate in research that will help expand the health program on Black college campuses. Their participation in the study is they will not be variable considered when administrations allocate the funds from the program or select recipients. Now, they said the goal is to open doors for more students, but knowing the spaces where those needs are can only come from a quantitative data, that comes from the demographic helps that AIM look to target, okay? So they say about 75% of HBCU students are considered low income. They say relying on Pell Grants to meet their college expenses. However, many of these students, these grants are not enough. Now, they said that was according to a Mark Brown, with the executive director of Student Freedom Initiative. Now, they say during recent on-site visits to multiple HBCUs, they say they learned that from executive leadership and student focus groups that many of our students are unable to overcome financial challenges for expenses that are not directly related to the cost of college. They say these expenses left unaddressed can derail their college plans. In addition, most of these students lack the necessary financial literacy to make informed decisions, though they are asked to sign complex promissory notes that can indebt them well into their adult lives. And I say Prudential promises to offer a 3-year pilot program with 9 HBCUs to address financial obstacles that present a risk to the student's ability to get through his or her schooling and ultimately graduate. Well, really, that is the legacy of not only slavery, Jim Crow in America, then you talk about the wealth gap, racism in hiring, the banking system. I mean, if the parents don't have money, then how are they going to really pass it on to the students? That's what gets us in these particular situations, okay? Now, this particular program, it says age appropriate, culturally sensitive, financial literacy education and training for those students as well. And I say in addition to that, the financial institutions internx.org platform that will provide students from these Black institutions paid internships, highly qualified rising sophomores, juniors, and seniors will have an opportunity to secure coveted internships through a network of 220 companies participating in the program. Now, of course, we know this is not Robert Smith's first time investing into the liberation of Black students. Back in 2019, when he went to Morehouse College, he ended up paying the debt of all the college students. It was $50 million at the time. And we definitely was proud of our brother. This is what we like to see, them giving back to the community, because he could spend $50 million on some property or whatever, but he decided to, hey, let's go on and put this back in the community. So I always got hella respect for Robert Smith for that, because he surely didn't have to do that whatsoever. Also, they said the goal is part of the program. It's to create 1 million. They say Black, and they say also Latino, but I'm gonna leave that alone. Youth shareholders and investors, gifting 15,000 shares of stock to students, staff, and faculty members. They say from the New York and New Jersey's Eagle Academy of College Prep Network. Now, I'm so happy this brother is investing. This is something that's positive. This is something that should get more news. That this brother's putting into the future of our children, and he's doing it through HBCUs. And like I said, another brother I'm very proud of, Deion Sanders. He's really turning the sports world upside down in what he's trying to do at Jackson State. Now you got brothers like Eddie George went, to I think Tennessee State. He's a football coach over there. So many different brothers are going in, top recruits out of high school. I mean, the HBCUs are starting to really turn things around. You even have, I think Walmart is doing a partnership with the HBCU. So things are changing now. Young college students now, they can get deals done where they can get paid in college. So the HBCUs is where it needs to be. And right now they have a Supreme Court case about affirmative action when it comes to schools. And if they, get rid of it, which a lot of people thinking they will get rid of the affirmative action clause, because they'll say, at one point in time we needed that, but now today we don't need it. You know what? If that do happen, cool, let that happen. Because Black folks need to be going to the HBCUs anyway. That's what those schools are created for. It wasn't for you to be going to PWIs. But some of us, how we are, the white man's ice is colder, so we don't want to go to the HBCUs. But I tell Black folks, go to the HBCUs. I mean, go. I mean, you can't just, once again, we talk about, people immigrating here and leaving their homelands and all. Listen, the HBCUs may have an issue or problem, but if y'all don't go, you don't stay, you don't address those issues and problems and fight for those particular schools to be better, how would they turn around? How? So the more and more students, you're getting the faculty involved, getting the parents involved, alumni involved, they can make those schools a better place. We can't just go run to a PWI all the freaking time. You see how we treat in these schools? I don't know how many stories I've done how Black children are treated in PWIs. And for those who've never heard that term, it's predominantly white institutions. That's what that means. You talking about Black Lives Matter on a PWI. That don't even make sense. Oh, you give us Black studies. Why? Go to HBCU and get that, if that's what you want. I don't believe begging these people for anything. We need to go to what we created, what our ancestors had started. They've done the work. We need to continue it and build on that. That's what we need to do, because if you don't go to the HBCUs, what's happening is immigrants are going. I'm not talking about just Black ones. You got Indians coming in here, East Indian immigrants coming in here. You have Asian immigrants coming here going to them same HBCUs. It's just like the Africa thing. If you run away from it, somebody else gonna come in and take your spot. Then you want to come back. You go like, why they here? And you want to get mad. You shouldn't have got mad. If you was over there, then nobody could have done that, right? So go to the HBCUs. Go. Trust me, go. That's what we need to be, to build up our own institutions. But leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about the situation with our great brother Robert Smith doing, just some awesome work in the community. Like I said, that's what I love to hear. I love that. And once again, he could be spending his money on a whole lot of other things instead of doing what he's doing. And he's trying to solidify not only his legacy, but also the future generations. So we need educated people in our community. Thank you for watching, and make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and check out the African Diaspora News Channel app in the Google Play and Apple App Store.